Hi guys, it's me. Sorry it has been so long since I have updated you guys. It is February 3rd, so I guess life just got really hectic right after the holidays. We got home and from Christmas, from visiting, and the following week I decided to up my metformin from 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams, and the doctor had said that she wanted me to increase all the way up to 1,500 milligrams. And so once I up the prescription to 1,000 milligrams, I was like really sick, vomiting, nausea. I think I might have mentioned that in my last video. I can't remember. But anyway, so I called the doctor and got in touch with her, and she told me to not worry about it, about upping the dosage. She said just do what your body can handle, and what my body can handle right now is the 500 milligrams. So I'm really hoping that 500 milligrams can do something and it's not just a waste. But yeah, I gave it like over a week, and my body was not getting used to it. It was just miserable. It was terrible. So I decided just to bump it back down. So that's what I have been doing. And so I took an ovulation test on the cycle days 13 and 14, and they were these Answer ovulation tests, and they come in a little vial kind of thing, and it comes with I think 20 of them, and it just looks like this. Obviously a not used one, but you just dip it and then you check it and see. And so the first few times in these they have an expiration date after you open them. Like, you're not supposed to use them after 30 days, and it's been longer than 30 days now, so I might use them out of curiosity, but I won't rely on them this time around. But I did get the darkest test line I had ever seen on an ovulation test, and these were like really just barely within that 30 day. It was right at the end of those 30 days before they expire. So I don't know if they were just, old. They had already kind of reached their expiration point and weren't going to be accurate anymore or what. But I got on the 13th and 14th after school. I came home after work and took them, and they were both, pretty positive. I even showed Tyler, and he agreed that they looked pretty positive. So we did try, and of course this whole week when we were trying, I had gotten strep throat. Oh, it was terrible. I was so sick, and so it kind of made it difficult as well. I ended up in the hospital. They misdiagnosed me, and by the time they finally realized that I did have strep throat and it was positive, I was pretty much had beaten it myself anyways. But I went ahead and took the antibiotic just to get it all out of my system, because teaching and those little germs, they definitely say that you'll build an immune system within the first few years of teaching, and this is year 2, so I'm hoping that they're right and that here soon I'll stop getting so sick. But anyways, sorry, I'm looking down at my notes because it's been so long. Okay, so I waited anxiously after that and was hoping that I had ovulated. Based on those tests, I had a feeling that I had, and some other things. So I went ahead on day 28. The doctor told me to take a pregnancy test, and if it's negative, to start the progesterone to start my period, so that I can have my next cycle to try again and have it all sorted. Because if I don't take that progesterone, I won't start a period on my own because of the no ovulation situation. Anyways, and so I took a pregnancy test actually I took 4 pregnancy tests that week leading up to, because I was really anxious, and I know you shouldn't really do it super early. But anyways, I did. I took them, on cycle days 10 and cycle day 12, and then finally cycle day 14 like I was supposed to. And then a couple days later, just to be sure, I took another one, and they were all negative. And it was the Clear Blue Plus, not the digital ones, just the plus sign where they have, the control line, and then if you're pregnant, it gives you the positive line for the test line. But anyways, and so they were negative, all of them. So I went ahead and I started taking the progesterone on day 28, and I take 10 of them. and after you take 10, for my body, usually after I take 10 of them, I start bleeding either the day after or 2 days later. And so I've taken 7 so far. I've got 3 more days on it, counting today. So I'll take it today, tomorrow, and Friday, and then I'll probably start my period over the weekend. And so I'll be, when I start this cycle, I will be also starting the Femara, which I've talked about before. I think it's technically letrozole, but it's the Femara that I talked about. And I did get, I had one doctor prescribe it to me, obviously, and then I did get a second opinion because I was nervous about taking it, because it's that medication that's usually used for chemotherapy and for breast cancer, to treat that. And it even says on here, I was kind of worried because it says, do not use this medicine if you are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, which I kind of giggled at a little bit because, that's why I'm taking it. But studies have shown that women who the Clomid did not work for, the Femara has worked just fine. So fingers crossed. So I will be taking that this cycle along with the metformin. And I am taking a prenatal every day. I actually have my little kind of grandma pill case because I take so much medication I forget what I have taken and all that. So I kind of got off schedule on it, but the typical plan is that on Sunday nights I fill it all up again, start fresh. And every week I'll, make sure, and then I'll remember, well, it's Wednesday, and obviously my pills are still in there, and so I haven't taken it. And the pills that I take every day, I take the metformin every day, no matter what cycle day it is. It's just an everyday pill. And then my prenatal I take every day. It's just the Spring Valley, not chewable, definitely not chewable, just tablet. And then for 10 days right now, I'm taking my progesterone, which is safe. So if I am pregnant, the doctor said that this will not hurt the baby at all. In fact, that if I do end up getting pregnant, and for example, say I was pregnant now and it just wasn't showing up on a test, which I really don't think I am, but after 10 days of this, if I don't start my cycle, to take another pregnancy test, and if it happened to be positive, then they would probably prescribe more of these progesterone pills because you need them during progesterone during pregnancy. So, and then I will be, on cycle days 3 through 7, I will be taking the Femara. So that's kind of my pill regiment. I also have omega-3, a vitamin. It's a chewable vitamin, so I don't put them in my little case because I don't want it to get gross or sticky or mushy or melty or anything like that. So I leave that on its own. And I take that as well as vitamin D because I'm Dr. Google, and it told me that vitamin D is good for fertility, so I try. I'm doing anything I can to help. Anyways, I know that it has been suggested by a lot of people, and I really, really, really want to try the acupuncture. And my issue right now with not being able to try it is because I teach. And in the town we live in, there's not really a place to get acupuncture. The nearest place is like an hour away, either in Denver or Fort Collins, and we're just, it's a little bit of a drive. So my plan is, if I'm not pregnant by summer, is to start going during the summer, because I teach, Monday through Friday until 3:30. I can't leave until 3:30. We teach until 3, and then, required to stay until 3:30, and I usually stay later anyways, just grading and getting work done and planning for the next day. And so by the time I'd be able to get anywhere, it gets late, So hopefully I'll be pregnant and won't have to worry about it. But if not, by this summer, my plan is this summer to start on that acupuncture and see if that gets my body going. And that was just a little tangent because I said I was willing to try anything, and it made me think of that, so I thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, I am using a new app on my phone to track fertility, and I've tried all different kinds to see, and this one I really, really like so far. It's called Ovia, and let me pull it up. anyways, and it tracks everything, gives you tips. When you pull up the home screen, it looks like this, and I don't know if you can see that because I don't have the screen pointed at me, but if you can't see it, I'll kind of tell you what it says. So it gives you a fertility score, so how fertile you are on this day, and right now my fertility score is a 1, which, you know, they can't really give you a 0 because you could technically get pregnant any day, because it just depends on, you know, when you ovulate. It's not likely at all, but it's not impossible. I'm on cycle day 36 because I don't have a normal 28-day cycle. Obviously, I don't really have a cycle at all at this point, but the progesterone after 10 days, so I have usually about a 38 to 40-day cycle if I'm taking the progesterone, and it's not obviously a natural cycle. It tells you how many days until your fertile window. Right now it has a question mark because they kept anticipating me to get my period, and I haven't yet. But once I track, the one thing I like about this is once I do get my period and I put it in, it will refresh predictions. And they even told me that on the little tips. It's, you know, once you plan that in, it'll start making those predictions again. But, you know, obviously they can't make any accurate predictions yet, and I just started using it too, is the other thing. So it's not like I've been using it for months. So this is my first month using it. And then it tells you how many days until you can take a pregnancy test, which I really like. And then, of course, it says today you should take a pregnancy test because I haven't gotten my period and we're on day 36. But that's just because of my, you know, non-ovulation situation. That's like the new thing. I think I'm going to, you know, patent that term. Anyways, and then, you know, every day you pull up a little calendar and you can put in, track what happened that day, track your period, your moods, your symptoms, your, you know, if you had intercourse, cervical fluid, which that I don't really keep track of. I've read a lot about that, and some women do and some women don't. I just don't really. Ovulation test, pregnancy test, basal body temperature, which I've talked about before. I try, but I don't know, I'm just not good at it. I try, but I don't think it's very accurate. You can track your sleep, how much you weigh, how many, you know, glasses of water, how many fruits and vegetables, you know, diet stuff. Have you exercised? Have you taken your vitamins, your medication, any other notes? And then and it keeps track of it all for you. You can go back on different days and look and see what you put. But I really like this one so far. And I like that it won't try to make those predictions until you know, it gets to know your real cycle. I tried the other app, Glow, and it just tried to make predictions for me so much that it was just, and it wouldn't let me change things. So I wasn't crazy about that one. But anyway, so that's the Ovia app, Ovia, Ovia. And it's free. I think you can purchase like $1.99 or $2.99 or whatever, and it probably gives you more to it, but this is the free one, and it works just great for me so far, so we'll see. And then, what else? Oh yeah, so this cycle, I do plan on also taking the OPKs again, the ovulation prediction kits. I probably this was the first time I ever used the Answers OPK. I just got them because they were cheap and I was curious. Because any of you who have ever tried to conceive, you know that ovulation kits are not cheap, they're expensive. And I know you can buy them in bulk online, and I've done that too, because they usually go kind of cheaper. I tried a few cycles ago, and I don't have any of them on me because I used them all, and I haven't repurchased them because I was not a huge fan. But I used the Clear Blue Digital, and it gives you your high fertility and peak fertility days, so you get the little solid flashing, or the flashing smiley face tells you that your ovulation day is approaching, and then your solid smiley face tells you are ovulating like now, and it lasts for 2 days. And so I took them and I started on cycle day 10. It started flashing and I was all excited. I was like, oh, I'm ovulating this time and it's coming, and it flashed and flashed and flashed every day for about, there were I think 10 tests in it, and each test was a flashing smiley face. And I was like, well, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. And, you know, I called the number, the hotline number, and they told me, and they said, well, just keep taking it until it gives you a, you know, solid smiley face, and I did, and it didn't ever turn solid. And then I went on my 24-day cycle, 24 4th cycle day to get my blood taken to check for ovulation, and they said I didn't even kind of ovulate based on the progesterone in the blood work. So that was a bummer, and I was kind of frustrated because I didn't know how it, you know, was flashing so often, and I really thought I was getting somewhere, and I wasn't. So I wasn't a fan. So it kind of turned me off a little bit to the Clearblue everything. And I know I said I took the Clearblue pregnancy test, but that's all that our little Walmart had. That was not like stupid expensive. So I got those this time around. But anyways, so then I have a dear friend who is pregnant, yay, and she was trying for a while, so she had the ovulation kits. I'm super excited for her, but she had leftovers from Clearblue, but she just had the simple pink one. The other one was like a purple. It's pink. It gives you the little strips, and then here's the monitor, and you just put the strip into the monitor, and you can either, I mean, this is probably TMI. If it's TMI, I'm so sorry, just fast forward. But anyways, I don't pee directly on the sticks because I just am not good at that. I get like, I don't know. I just don't like doing it. So I have a cup, and so, you know, you dip it in the cup, and then it'll show up either an empty circle, which means no, you're not ovulating, or a solid smiley face. Yes, you're ovulating. And it's a lot more simple, and so I'm hoping I'll have better luck with this one. So we shall see. I'll keep you posted on that. Anyways, I'm trying to think any other news with me since it's been, you know, 20 years since anyone has heard from me. I have a plan to stay positive and keep my hopes up, and you know, because I really do, and I haven't talked about it a lot in this these vlogs, goodness, but I am a Christian, and I do believe that God has a plan for me, you know, and I believe that I have to have faith. He's gonna, you know, make this happen for me, whether it's through, you know, the Femara or naturally or IVF, IUI, or adoption. I'm going to be a mom. I just really feel like that desire would not be in my heart if it wasn't going to be fulfilled in one way or another. And so I'm trying to, I pray, you know, more than once a day about it. My husband does too. We pray about it. And so I really do think a part of that faith is following forward in some plans while we're waiting. And one of those plans is our guest bedroom. I would like to convert it into a little bit of an office, so I can do like some crafty stuff in there, do my vlogging and my editing and things like that. Once I get better at editing, I'm still practicing and learning. And do that in there, and then also start getting ready for it to be a nursery. And who knows, we may not be in this house whenever we do have a baby, but if we are, everything, you know, and it gets your mind off of the negative, and it keeps you positive and excited, and that is something that, you know, is really hard to do 3 years in. That excitement kind of starts to go away, and it becomes, a lot of days it's frustrating more than exciting, you know. When we first started, it was really exciting. We're trying to have a baby. It's going to be awesome. And you daydream and you get all your, you know, all your hopes up, and then over and over again, you don't ovulate, and, you know, you get those negative pregnancy tests, even those times that you swear you feel every symptom imaginable. And which, let me tell you, every month I swear I'm pregnant, I get every single symptom. And it's so funny because it's all in my head. It really is. Some of it's PMS, I know, but it is all in my head. But, you know, it's one of those funny things. So if you've ever experienced that, please comment below and share your experiences, because I've found that a lot of women do go through the same thing. But anyways, yeah, so to keep that excitement up and stuff, we would like to make that office, well, the guest room that will turn into a little bit of an office, start converting it into nursery type room for our future baby E. And right now we are renting our house, and so we can't really go crazy in there, you know, we can't like paint and stuff like that, even though we are going to ask our landlords if they will paint the ceiling, because the tenants in this house before us, without asking permission, painted the ceiling like this awful blue and put glow-in-the-dark paint up there and stars, and put glow-in-the-dark stars all over the ceiling. It's so tacky. It was, you know, I can appreciate the sentiment, but it's not my taste, I guess. So anyways, we're gonna ask if we can paint it, or if they would like to come one day and paint the ceiling. Maybe give the walls one fresh coat of paint. All of our walls. This is an old little farmhouse, and so and we're making it homier and homier. We've been here a little over a year now, but that's something that I really look forward to. We got a big blizzard. It really wasn't that, I mean, it was bad for one day, but we got 2 snow days out of it, which I will take. And so I think that's part of my plan today, is to get in there and get busy, start cleaning it out, get the bed moved down to the basement, because we don't really need another, full-size bed in that room, because we don't really have guests that often, and it would be really easy to pull it out of the basement if we did have a guest coming to stay with us. And start converting that. And I don't have like baby furniture or anything like that, but if I find a good deal, my husband and I have talked about it. If we find a good deal, we won't hesitate to snatch it. Maybe start collecting, because I have collected a few little items, just hopeful items, like I mentioned. Maybe store them in there for now and all of that. But other than that, I don't really have anything else. But I really appreciate all of you guys watching and following in my journey, and I get a lot of positive messages from you guys and prayers, and so I really appreciate it, and I continue to ask for your support and prayers and good thoughts and vibes. And who knows, maybe next month this will be a really exciting video that I get to update, but until then, stay positive if you're in my situation. If you were in my situation and have overcome it, congratulations, hooray, I'm excited for you, and just keep praying. All right, thanks guys, bye.